Ooh, we got the sun creeping up already. Creepers! Oh yeah, sunshine morning. Good morning, afternoon, or evening to you crazy creeps for tuning in and creeping with. You're the best. Beautiful blue skies. Caffeine achieved. We're heading into Portland. That's right. As stated last video, day before yesterday was National Record Store Day, and Portland has a ton. We're going to creep around town, document a few. There's also an iconic one that's been in Portland for 42 years. It recently moved. We're going to go by the old location, document that as well. It's going to be a music day. Caffeine is most important though. Not sure how I was going with that. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one. All right. Creeper Cruiser's ready to rock. We are currently on the Springwater Corridor, which is the old railroad line. It's very windy this morning. Wow. So it'll probably be easy to ride into Portland because the east wind's blowing us into Portland. But on the way back, we may have to take the bus or the train just because it's like you're just pedaling and going nowhere. But stay tuned. We're heading into Portland. Dang, those are cool. These big teepees here at this old farm. Man, those are cool. That reminds me, Warm Springs, Canida is open, and they do have teepees you can stay in and rent. Oh, there's another one right there too. Yeah, those are cool, man. Those are cool. All right, we are just kind of peppering in the day on some random creeping on the way to the record store. Document 2nd Avenue, which I believe found a new location as well. We'll see when we get down here. Got a long ways to go still. Yeah, those teepees were neat. All right, just getting here to Foster. And I saw this, about a month or so ago when we were creeping downtown. This was obviously a record shop, Green Noise Records. One of Southeast Foster Road's best record stores. Definitely seen better days. I think this was also a recording studio at one point. But yeah, a lot of record stores kind of sprinkled around Portland. Some still kicking it, some kind of in this condition. And today we're just going to kind of document them as we go. We're going to make our way downtown. But yeah, this area's got a lot of new businesses with the record store. Still kind of hanging on here. If you guys come here, let me know. Have you ever bought a record or any music? I don't think I ever frequented this place. Yeah, I don't think I ever did. Green Noise. All right, we're just here where Powell and Foster connect at about, I don't know, 48th or 49th to Variety Records. CDs, VHS. He's got a ton of VHS. We've gotten some great Simpsons scores out of here too. They're not open quite yet, not till 10. But if you guys love records and old VHS, this is the spot. This guy's really cool too. And I pop in once in a while, mostly off video just because I'm kind of making my way back. But he's got thousands and thousands of VHS and CDs. And that's right here off of Powell. So we might creep back up this way. They don't open till 10. It's only about 8. What is it? 9 o'clock right now. So yeah, Variety Records. My good friend Lise that chimes in on the videos, she was like, oh yeah, you got to check them out. And I did. I love them. It's a great spot. All right, we're creeping still. Neon on the Baghdad looking nice this morning. And we are now on Hawthorne Boulevard, which runs pretty much all the way downtown, which will be nice because there is another record store right here, Jackpot Records, which I'm not sure if these are open quite yet, so we might have to go get a bite to eat and then wait a little bit before we head all the way downtown, because I do want to go into the brand new 2nd Avenue if they did relocate. But I was also told that this whole area over here is going to be all converted into like food carts and a little outdoor area. I did see some artist renditions not too long ago. But yeah, that's a little cut through over to Southeast. You can get over to Belmont and everything. But I guess they're going to be closing that down for pedestrians. So we'll see. A lot is changing out here in Southeast. But right down here, like about a block, is another record store, Jackpot. And I don't think they're quite open. But I do want to get them on the video, just documenting all these places around town. This looks like a brand new place too. We got this gorilla with shades, burgers and fries, gnarlies. Oh, I like your emblem. That's cool. We got all these mannequins in this window. Here at this thrift shop. Basket of legs. I love Portland, it's so weird. And the old school flyers all over the telephone poles, gotta love that. Absolutely. Alright, they don't open till 11. And we did miss record store day, which kind of stinks. I definitely wanted to document that. But that's what kind of had me thinking about all the different record shops around Portland. And we've crept in here a few times when we did our Elliott Smith video, because I think at one point, I could be wrong, but I think Jackpot Records was one of the recording studios that Elliott Smith recorded at when he was doing his music here in Portland still. Not seeing their signage. Here we go. It's probably behind us. Oh, we might have to go on the other side. But yeah, Jackpot Records right here on 36th, what is it, 35th and Hawthorne. Oh, there's their sign. Right there. Jackpot. All right, we're heading deep into Portland. Well, not too far from here, but downtown. Yeah, if I remember correctly, Elliott Smith, before they moved here, were on like Morrison, I believe, in like 12th. There was a recording studio that they put together, and Elliott Smith recorded one of his records here, his house not being too far from here as well. But yeah, another great record shop here in Portland, Oregon. We're so blessed. We have so many good ones. Jackpot. All right, we're heading downtown. A little bit farther down on Hawthorne sits Another State of Mind, which is like a punk rock. They used to be right downtown next to Voodoo Donuts, and we would go in and get our shirts and everything. They had stickers, all kinds of stuff. They still do. It's kind of like a, I don't know if they actually sell music or not, but it's definitely like a punk rock-esque style place where you can go and get stickers. In fact, last time I was here, they didn't want me to record, but I did end up picking up some really cool Operation Ivy stickers. So I'm not quite sure if they do have, you know, albums per se, but it's definitely the spot to be for the, you know, goth, punk, heavy metal. Got Vampire on there. These guys aren't quite open either. They've been doing this in Portland for a long time. Oh yeah, 94. Yeah, they were downtown for many years. But I wouldn't want to go in because they didn't want me to record last time anyways. But I did find some cool stickers here. Alright, moving on. I were just way too early. I should have waited a little longer. We probably could have went into some of these. But these guys don't want us to record, so that's alright. Making our way over the Hawthorne Bridge. Down into Portland. Well, downtown. We are in Portland. Hearing the train off in the distance. Man, it is absolutely beautiful right now. It feels so dang good. Yeah, it's going to be kind of bittersweet seeing the record store all closed up. Who knows if their signs are even still there. I don't even know if they got the new lease for, I read an article saying that they were going to get a new lease somewhere close to where the old one sat. So we'll see when we get down here closer. Going kind of slow. We're going to get back onto the main path though, and I'll get kicked back into gear here. But I'm just enjoying the... We're almost on the other side of the bridge, just crossing over the water now. And we got to go up to 2nd Avenue. Oh, the fountain's on. Nice. They got the big fountain on. Creep down here and get a better look. Into 2nd Avenue. Alright, coming in off the bridge, the Hawthorne Bridge. And I noticed from afar that the fountain's on. Oh yeah. Love the sound of it too. Yep, the fountain is on. This thing is so cool too. There's like, I don't know, I think there was like 20 different functions it can do. Right now they got it set to a pretty cool one. It also does like a wedding cake, where it does like a cake looking tier. Oh, these guys are brave. They're going in. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, that is quite the whirlwind. He stood right in the middle of that. We'd be clean for weeks. Yeah, it's good to see this back on. Pretty dang cool. Sometimes too, if the sun hits it just right, you'll catch like a rainbow in the middle of it, kind of thing. Yeah, that is quite the setting. Alright, we're heading to 2nd Avenue, which I believe, yeah, we're on NATO, so we got to go up a few blocks. But looking good, Portland, looking good. Alright, making our way here to 2nd Avenue. Oh man, it looks like they're boarding up the windows as we speak. Yeah, it looks like they're boarding things up as we speak, so we may not even be able to poke the camera in. How's it going, bud? Oh, maybe so. So yeah, the signage is down. And they have moved, it says. So it looks like we are in luck. They have moved to 2nd, 121 Southwest 2nd, across from Kells. So yeah, man, that really, a lot of years here. I think it was like 42 years, they said, in Portland. It looks like they're just now boarding up things. Peek the camera in here just for a second. Yeah, all empty. Yeah, that stinks, dude. Well, at least they got a new spot though. But apparently they were forced out of here. And yeah, we used to come down here all the time, buy records. In fact, I got my very first Operation Ivy record from here, speaking of the sticker earlier up there at State of Mind. Yeah, a lot of good music out of this building. I love the fact that they put the checkered, old school checkered, kind of punk rock-esque style sign there for them moving. But yeah, I found some old pictures that all kind of match up here where they still had the sign. And I'm guessing they probably saved the signage for the new location. I could totally be wrong about that. But yeah, a lot of old Portland. And this guy cutting these pieces here to put over all these windows. So this Governor building has seen better days. Looks like all these places along here are all closed up, because I think Second Avenue only basically went to here. So we lucked out, got one last little shot before they're closing it up for good. But we're gonna wait because I think the other one doesn't open for another hour. So I'm gonna go get a coffee or a bite to eat. And then we'll head up to the other location. But yeah, that was basically the last look. Because like I said, this guy's boarding it up as we speak. They still have the old box here for where the sign was, which I did find some pictures of. But yeah, many years here in Portland. Across from Kells and another record store, Platinum Records. So we'll go over there next. I think it's just like 2 blocks from here. But yeah, man, there you have it. Second Avenue Records. Last look, pretty much, before it's all boarded up. Yeah, hopefully they did save that sign because it had like an old school ska, like punk looking dude on it, which is a very iconic piece of Portland. So like I said, there you have it. We'll head over to the other store and hopefully the other record store's open too, so we can document that. But there you have it, the very last pretty much look inside Second Avenue, like to the minute. They're boarding it up and closing it down. So seen better days, but at least they're still in Portland. That's cool. Yeah, you can see all the like scotch tape from all the flyers that were up here. There were some really good ones over the years from all the local shows. They were able to salvage some of the flyers and stuff and hang them up in the window. So this place definitely had a lot of cool history. Probably a lot of good bands coming to Portland came through here as well, because I know that, you know, as stated, it has a lot of rich music history, a lot of good punk bands and music coming out of Portland all these years. So there you have it, empty signage, boarded up. But a lot of good history. Second Avenue. Yeah, we used to park my buddy's big Cadillac, take the Max in, come down here, get our shirt for the night, and then go see the show, or even just come back and get a, you know, a CD from when we used to go up to La Luna and see the shows, and then come back here and get the album. Pretty good times, man. I'm gonna miss this place. Well, it's still open, but just the feels of coming here to this actual location. All right, we're gonna go up 2 blocks over to Kells and check out the new location. And I also noticed this is hilarious. We got Wiggum and Bart here. Fart on Cops, Street Fart 1. Comedy. All right, we are here in Old Town now. Southwest 2nd and Pine. And they did say they moved across from Kells, which is on this side, I think. I believe they moved down here into this brick building. Oh, right here. Nice. Oh, they did move in here. Look at this. They even got the old signage here as well. Classic. Kind of hard to see because of the glare of the sunshine right now, but yeah, they moved. So they do have a spot. It says opening April 12th, which I believe was Record Store Day. We just missed it. Yeah, they got the signage too. I'm not sure if they have the original sign, but it is good to see them open. And there's another record store there across the street here too, Platinum, which I think they're open. The door is open, so we might pop in there. But yeah, these guys, man, a lot of good history here in Portland. They are closed at the moment, but we can kind of peek the camera in. Maybe. Yeah. Nice. So they got their shirts, they got all the music. I'm guessing they salvaged the sign. I just don't see it. They're probably doing something cool with it. Oh, they got the Wipers poster in there too. The original Wipers. which, if you guys know your music history, Kurt Cobain and Nirvana, they basically yoinked a bunch of the Wipers' music, an original punk rock band here in Portland. So that's pretty dang cool to see the place still rocking all these years later, just a little bit farther down the road. But that is neat, man. Heck yeah. 2nd Avenue. Yeah, a ton of records. And I'm also noticing some of the iconic props and displays that they had at the old location. I'm not seeing the sign though. Maybe they're getting ready to put the sign back up front. But that is neat to see that they're still around after all these years. And really good to see this old sign too. This is definitely a relic. I think this is even more so old than the original, you know, sign that hung on the outside of that box that I showed you guys. But this is like the old school Portland. Heck yeah, dude. That is so good to see. Alright, I'm going to head over to Platinum Records and see if they're open, because I definitely want to look at some records now that we're talking about it. But yeah, 2nd Avenue. Not too far from the old one. Right here off of 2nd and Pine now. Well, their gate was open, but the door was locked. They don't open till 11, which is still like 15 minutes from now. So I'm going to cruise up here a bit and document a couple of these murals that I wanted to show you too, kind of tying into today's Portland music video with all the record stores and awesome music history throughout Portland. Got this punk rock mural here behind this free parking area. PDX Punk, it says on those knuckles, and the famous Keep Portland Weird sign back in there. And there's also a really cool mural. Man, it's kind of far from here, but we're going to make the journey up here anyways. And then head back over and see if they're open at the record shop. But there's a good one down here that's got a lot of famous Portland mural, or, you know, Portland artists. All right. Slowly creeping. Looks like they're doing some work to the entrance to Chinatown too. Yeah, we're spoiled out here. We got so much good music and record stores and Portland artists that are from here. Big Pink looking good. Alright. I've shown this a few times, but always cool to see because it's got so many incredibly talented Portland musicians. Oh, they've added a few more since last time we were here, too. Got Everclear. Pink Martini. Elliott Smith, I think. Could be. Storm Large. Yeah, this is great, dude. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, Portland's been blessed with such great talent. I mean, it's just phenomenal how many great artists have come out of here. Oh, the Kingsmen. They got the Kingsmen up there on the far left. They wrote Louie Louie in a music studio like about 3 blocks from here. So yeah, a lot of great Portlanders, musicians. Gotta love it. This town is so spoiled. All Alright, gonna take another little break because the Lovejoy fountain is on as well, which is always super peaceful. And I brought a banana and a granola bar to kind of snack on. And then what I'm going to do is head back into Southeast on the way back, and we'll stop in at, oh gosh, I can't remember the name of it now. The other record store that was closed on the way in. They should be open by now, but 2nd Avenue didn't open till noon, and I didn't really feel like, you know, not necessarily wasting that time, but I really want to enjoy the day. So I thought, heck it, we'll creep back into Southeast and hit up the other record store, because I do want to just kind of look through some records. I'm actually in the market for The Simpsons Sing the Blues on vinyl. I have it on tape, but they did make it on vinyl at one point. I think an 8-inch one too, the smaller version of the record. So eat a banana and a granola bar and then creep back into Southeast. But yeah, all the fountains are cooking now around town. Fun fact, they filmed an episode of Jackass here where my good buddy Aaron Danger rode a kayak down this. He actually started at the top there and took it down. And I think he ends up in this fountain over here. But I've got a video on the playlist, Jackass filming locations. You might want to check it out. It's pretty funny. But yeah, this hasn't been on for a while. And the Keller fountain on as well, looking beautiful this morning. Yep, love that all the fountains are on. Another fun fact, down in that little cave right there, you can actually go in back behind that waterfall, and there was a scene filmed from the movie The Hunted with Tommy Lee Jones. Filmed back in there, movie magic. Yep, Portland looking beautiful today. Good to see the fountains back on. Absolutely gorgeous. They're not quite open across the street, but we did pop in here to Platinum, which is right across the street. And I asked the owner, how long have you guys been here for? He said 32 years, I think he said. And they've got a ton of great albums too. Look at this Rancid album. Speaking of Operation Ivy, is like the original Rancid. But yeah, they got a ton of brand new vinyl and shirts too, so if you're in the neighborhood, don't just go there, come to here as well. A lot of great Portland history right down in this area, which they're trying to kind of revitalize Old Town and stuff, so it's a good look for the whole neighborhood. And they got brand new vinyl too, and didn't have the Simpsons, but they do have a ton more. Oh, look at this, the original Ghostbuster soundtrack. That's pretty dang cool. Alright, we're going to keep creeping, but it is nice to see, you know, physical records still being around and people enjoying them. Well, now there's some people standing out front. And we just popped out of here. Flip this around. We just popped out of Platinum, which I was surprised. I knew they had been here for quite some time, but I didn't realize they had been here for 30 years, so a lot of history here too. Alright, we're going to creep back across the street. I'm going to give it another few minutes. They weren't quite sure if they were open. They did say they had the record store day opening, so that's good to know. Hopefully they will be back up and running. We'll hook the camera in here regardless. Nice. Alright, we made it in. It was worth coming back down here, because now we are in the brand new 2nd Avenue, which is so great to see. In fact, I love to have their shirts as well, because it brings back so much great nostalgia for me going down to the other one before and after shows, specifically punk shows. And man, how cool. Yeah, they were able to keep a lot of their old flyers and all the old, you know, record boxes or whatever you would call them. Oh wow, look at this. We got the Dead Moon autograph. In fact, we visited Andrew's headstone not too long ago. Speaking of the Wipers and punk rock Portland, old school punk rock Portland. Love it. Oh my gosh, the Suicide Machine, such a great album. I haven't seen this poster / album in years. And they also have a bunch of like heavy metal too, and all kinds of music. So yeah, I'm gonna ask if they have that Simpsons Sing the Blues, but not just punk rock, they also have, oh my gosh, look at this, G.G. Allin and the Murder Junkies. Now that, that is an album. I think this was actually, if I recall, this was actually recorded in Portland. I cannot believe they have this. Yeah, this guy was crazy. He performed here in Portland a few times, and talk about one of the all-time craziest performers ever. Yeah, I think this was recorded here in Portland. I'm almost positive. That is crazy, though. G.G. Allin. I loved Adam the Woo's video that he did when they were in Florida, and threw poo at everybody. Yeah, they got the old school RCA dogs still. That definitely brings back some good memories of going to the old shop as well. Yeah, I'm glad we came back here. This is great. It's definitely a lot of feels. Not necessarily just this building per se, because it's the new one, but being in the, you know, realm of 2nd Avenue and Portland and the music history and stuff is pretty dang awesome, if you ask me. So it's good to see him back.
We didn't know it was going to happen. We knew our lease in September, and they went, oh, by the way, everybody's got to leave. And so at that point we had about 45 days to get out, and we were shocked, and then we were upset, and then we were pissed.
Yeah, all of Portland was.
And it was kind of like we weren't sure what we were going to do. We didn't have time to liquidate. We didn't have time to sell. We didn't really know where we were going to go.
Right.
Luckily, it kind of got extended because of the guy that moved into that shop, and into that same building. He had a tattoo shop, and he had a 3-year lease, so he had a little more wiggle room with what he could and couldn't do. So they extended the time period for us a little bit, and then it got to be like the end of the year, and I thought for sure we were going to have to be out at the end of the year, and then that got extended, so we milked it as long as we could.
Yeah.
While we were trying to find a place that was suitable, and
well, years and years
wasn't going to screw us over.
Yeah.
It wasn't, you know, the lease agreements down here are very heavily in favor of the landlords.
Well, not much Portland too, and old school. You can't just pack up and bounce that quick. I mean, it's a lot of work. That's when you know who your real friends are too, the ones that help you move.
Oh yeah, we definitely had some great people show up and help us move. Like, we couldn't have done it without them.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, we were able to find this spot, and I think Kathy and John, the owners, didn't want to be done. You know, I asked them why they wanted to keep going, and they said it gives us purpose, and that was all that they needed to tell me. Like, I get that. That's enough reason right there. And they enjoy it. They love the music. They love the people. And it's weird that that little corner that we had been on is sort of a dead zone now. So I think even just moving down this way is going to improve the foot traffic. You got Kells right there. You got Platinum Records. You got Voodoo Donuts. You got Mothers.
Yep. The whole
Town. You got Dante's. You got
how do you say it? Revitalization of Old Town.
Yeah.
I was just on the opposite side, closer to Pioneer Square. Ghost Town. Come over here. People are walking around again. So you're right on that. That's a
Saturday market.
It was like one of those bittersweet moves, but in the long run, I think the chess move is a good move.
3 blocks just seems to make a little bit of a difference.
Right.
So,
I just love that it's still on Second, though. That's cool, bro. Thank you for your time, by the way, and I appreciate you guys being here. All of Portland loves you guys, bro.
Absolutely.
If you guys went away, it would just be like, no, dude.
Yeah.
Physical music is the way to be, dude.
Yep. Thank you.
Bro, nice to meet you, by the way, and again, thanks again for staying open, man. Pretty much.
Thanks.
Yeah, great. Portland, Oregon. Love. We got the Dead Moon here. I showed you guys that movie poster as well, and then check this out too. They've even got the original Nevermind. Such great music. All right, that's gonna do it from downtown Portland, 2nd Avenue, holding it down still, which is awesome. Absolutely love to see that. And it was nice for the employee to kind of let me pick his brain and talk to him a minute. And like I said, a lot of Portland love, a lot of Portland music history. Come down here and pick out some music and reminisce of some old Portland. All right, that was awesome. That was definitely worth coming back down. Got to meet the owners too. She didn't want to be on video, but that was neat hearing some info about how all this came about. And they're still on second. So come down here, grab a record, and do some old Portland reminiscing. And learn some local Portland history of some music too. They know their stuff. Back on the train and back to the Grish. Productive day.